No, I lied. I am 14. I'm not 16. I was lying. I'm sorry. So that's why lying's bad. My first big part was on Skins, the TV show in England where I played Effie Stoneham. And I did that for about 4 years, 4 seasons. Well, it wasn't big at the time. When I started, I was only 14 years old and no one knew what it was going to be. We were just trying to tell a story about teenagers and trying to make it as accurate as possible. And not being a moral story, just showing what real teenage life was at that time. And I remember slowly realizing how special it was and how special the character was. She's my most personal character I've ever played, and I'm the most protective of her. You know, she kind of will always be in my heart. I think the fans kind of really reacted to that too. The Skins fans are definitely the most passionate fans I've ever met. It's been 10 years and I still get recognized for Skins more than anything else. My audition was really interesting. I was just a normal kid. I was walking home from school and my drama teacher at school had told me that there was an open audition, but you had to be 16 years or up, and I was only 14 at the time. But I wanted to go look because it'd always been my dream to be an actress. I just thought it wasn't going to happen for me because I was from a working class family and my mum's a cleaner, and I just didn't think it happened to people like me. So I went to have a look just to watch from outside, and the creator Brian Elsley had come outside for a cigarette and he was just looking at people, and he saw me across the road and asked me if I wanted to come in and audition. It went well. Funny fact, there was actually someone else cast as Effie first. There was some sort of problem, they didn't like the idea or something went wrong, and then they called me and they said, we really like her but she's a bit too old, the character that we want is 14. And I was like, no, I lied, I am 14, I'm not 16, I was lying, I'm sorry. So that's why lying's bad. I learnt a lot. I think for all of us it was our biggest education in filmmaking. I learnt to observe. You know, Effie was silent for 2 years, so I had to portray her emotions in a totally different way to everyone else, and that taught me a lot, and I think it's still kind of how I work now. So this is me and Dylan running on a fiery rooftop, which was actually a car park in Cape Town with no fire. From Maze Runner, the third one, and this is Teresa and Thomas's final moments together. And I remember Dylan was really heavy to carry because he'd been working out and I wasn't expecting him to be so heavy. And it didn't help me at all, it made me carry him. He wasn't as heavy, no. I mean like muscular. Oh God, I'm gonna get accused of fat shaming Dylan now. No, he was musclier, so he was heavier this time around. I think all of us did because we knew it had a built-in fan base, and that's really scary at first because you get comments from people being like, you're not how I imagined her to look, or this isn't what I was expecting. And I'd had friends that had been in big young adult franchises before, and they told me these kind of horror stories about how people reacted to their casting. We were really lucky with Maze Runner. They were always really, really sweet kids. They were always such fans of the books that they wanted the movie to be great, and they've always kind of supported us, which has been nice. I always try and put the same level of work into everything. So even though Skins was low budget and crappy, it was the same level as work as a big blockbuster movie. Pirates.
There is no map.
Yay. This was fun. We shot in Australia, which was really beautiful. And I felt like a little kid on set every day because it was such a huge production, and there were 10,000 extras and palm trees and sand and boats and Johnny Depp. It was very surreal and wonderful. I remember going to the cinema to see the second one and being so excited. It was strange. I remember the day of the read-through, meeting Johnny for the first time and being really nervous and realizing quite quickly that he's just a normal guy like everyone else, blah, blah, blah. And then being on set the first day and seeing him come out dressed as Jack Sparrow, and that's when I got really starstruck. Like, that's when it hit me. I was more starstruck by Jack Sparrow than by Johnny Depp. It was like much more surreal seeing that. And he's wonderful. He's exactly how you want him to be as Jack Sparrow.
I'm leaving you
Cool.
here.
We're in Serbian and I'm blonde. It's very strange. I loved that it was Hayley's story from start to finish. That she isn't someone's girlfriend, she isn't vulnerable, she isn't looking to be saved. In fact, she's the one that runs into the hurricane. I thought that was very cool about her. She's an athlete. She has a difficult relationship with her father that we've tried to portray as honestly as possible. They don't just hug each other and kiss and be happy to see each other instantly. They're still bickering, they're still fighting, there's still tension between them. And I think that's something that young people will really relate to.